Okay, so let's delete this fork and go on to the next tool. There's a button down here that displays a needle on the screen, and you can see up here the open, high, low, close, and date display that will show you stats for the bar that you're highlighting. And we're going to go to the low bar here, right here, the lowest bar. The low is 666.79. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the Fibonacci projection tool on that bar. We're going to make a projection based on the low, which was, let's have a look, which was on the second. Okay. We're going to use snap to again to position it right on the low and to position the other bar on the high. Now let me explain what I just did. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. The Fibonacci projection tool has two active lines and two projected lines. The active lines are the white ones here with the yellow nubs on them. And you position those, and when you position those, it recalculates the projection. So the way to use this tool is to find the basis for your projection, which often can be a bar, a high bar or a low bar. It could be a breakout bar, it could be whatever you want it to be. And use that bar to set the distance between the two active lines, and that gives you the projection. If you don't click Snap To, you get a certain behavior. In particular, the behavior allows the slope of the tool to change, but maintains the relative positions of the lines. If you do click Snap To, you get behavior that, you see? You get behavior that allows the positions, the relative positions, to change, but maintains the slope. So this is important because when you're over here and you want to position this nub on the top of this bar, let's zoom in and get a good look at that. Okay? You want to position this nub on the top of this bar, you don't want to change the slope, so you use Snap To and click on the high, and it'll do that for you very readily. And now you know that both that that the active lines are positioned correctly on the high and the low of the bar, and that you've maintained your slope. And what that gave us was a projection up here, which the market cared about for about a minute and then moved on. So the market didn't care for very long about that. Why don't we take a look up here and see if there's anything interesting for us there. We're going to switch the tool upside down because the tool works in both directions. And this time we're going to use the right side instead of the left because it's more convenient for us. And we're going to make our projection based on the high bar. Now which of these is the high bar? Let's see. The high here is 1217.28 and the high here is 1219.80, so we're going to use this one. Right, now select the edge, click Snap To, okay, position on the high, select the edge here, click Snap To, position on the low, and great. So what that told us was that it projected to right here. This is a weekly chart, pretty big time frame, pretty big projection. What this suggests to us now is that this is probably, and that was in fact support for some period of time. This other line here will probably prove to be resistance if we get that high. Okay. That's how you use the projection tool. Let's take a look at the retracement tool. The retracement tool is really just a big accordion, and it measures all the spaces inside. It works just like the projection tool in the sense that when Snap To is off, you change the slope but not the relative positions, and when Snap To is on, you change the positions and not the slope. Okay, I'm going to quickly delete that just to get a new one in there. So if you position it where you want it, say roughly at the high and at the low here, right? And let's zoom in. So there's the midpoint, and here are all the other measurements that we might want to care about. Pretty standard stuff.